All right, let's get right into it. We've all seen them, right? Those influencer giveaways for a brand new phone or some other gadget that just seems way too good to be true. But what is actually happening behind that shiny ad? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain and deconstruct the entire scam playbook. We're going to do it by following one YouTuber who got so sick of scammers using his face that he decided to walk right into the trap just to expose it from the inside out.
In this quote right here, this is the central idea for everything we're about to cover. It just perfectly sets the stage, because what you're about to see is that these scams aren't just about stealing your money. Oh no, they're about turning you, the victim, into a piece of their machine.
So first, let's meet the guy at the center of all this, a YouTuber named Bump. For years, he's been dealing with this never-ending flood of scammers, using his name, his videos, his reputation to trick his own fans. And, well, he finally hit his breaking point.
I mean, just try to imagine this for a second. Every single day, your inbox is flooded with messages from your fans asking, hey, is this you? Is this real? You see your own face, your own videos, chopped up and twisted into these fake ads. And the worst part, when people get scammed and lose their hard-earned money, they come after you, blaming you for something you had nothing to do with. It's that relentless pressure that finally pushed him to take a stand.
So this is the thing you gotta understand. For him, this wasn't just another topic for a video. It became a personal mission. He went public and basically declared war, promising his audience that he was going to take apart their entire operation, piece by piece, for the whole world to see. But here's the thing. Before we can understand how Bump cracked their system, we first have to understand the psychological tricks these scammers are using on all of us. It's not just about dangling a prize in front of you. It's much deeper. They're tapping into a very, very powerful part of our brains.
It all comes down to something we learned from a classic Harvard experiment with a mouse. So picture this. At first, a mouse presses a button 5 times and gets a food pellet. Every time. It's predictable, right? But then the scientists changed the rules. Now the reward is totally random. Maybe it takes 3 presses, maybe 10. The mouse has no idea when the next reward is coming. And what happens? The mouse becomes completely obsessed. It just keeps pressing that button over and over, even when it's not hungry anymore. Sound a little familiar?
And there's a name for this. It's called intermittent reinforcement. It's the exact same psychological principle that makes slot machines in Vegas so incredibly addictive. It's why you can't stop scrolling on your phone. You never know if that next swipe is going to show you an amazing video, so you just keep pulling the lever, again and again. Scammers have weaponized this. They create a system that makes you feel like that big win is just around the corner, keeping you hooked and making you ignore all the obvious red flags.
So, knowing all of this, Bump decided to become the perfect target. He had to deliberately walk into the scammer's trap so he could see the entire process from the inside, from start to finish. And this is where we see their system in action for the first time. When he tried messaging them directly, a real person probably saw it, got suspicious, and just shut him down immediately. Giveaway's over, they said. But when he acted like a normal, excited fan and clicked on one of their ads, bam! An automated bot instantly reeled him in with instructions. See, it's a filter. They use bots to weed out anyone who might be skeptical and to hook the people who are ready to believe. Now, to see what happens next, he had to play along. He had to pay. The first hook is always something that sounds kind of reasonable, right? A fee for shipping and insurance. It's not a huge amount, but it's designed to be that first small step that gets you invested, both financially and emotionally. So he paid the money, and he waited for the package to arrive. This was his first real glimpse into how this whole machine actually operates. So what do you think he got? The phone? An empty box? The truth is actually way smarter and way more sinister. Okay, so let's get to the unboxing. This is the moment where the scam really starts to show its true colors. It's not just about a single payment, it's a multi-layered trap designed to keep you on the hook.
So he opens up the package, and inside are a few cheap, totally random items. Some face masks, a thermos, basically junk. But then there's one other thing, and it's the most important piece of the puzzle, a verification card. The other stuff is just there to make it feel real. That card, that's the key to the next phase of the scam.
And this is where it gets really clever. The card tells him to contact a, quote, social welfare assistance center to claim his prize. I mean, wow. By using a name that sounds super official, they create this false sense of legitimacy. It makes the next demand for money feel like it's coming from a place of authority. This so-called official center then sends him this absolutely ridiculous tax bill. I mean, just look at it. Every single item, whether it's a t-shirt or a brand new laptop, has the exact same fee. It makes absolutely no sense, but it's presented in a way that's meant to look official. And if you're already caught up in the excitement, you might just fall for it. To see this whole thing through, Bump had to go all the way. He paid the second fee. He was in too deep to stop now. He had to find out what was at the end of the line. Were they finally going to send the prize, or was this just another part of an endless cycle?
All right, so the second payment is sent. A week goes by and another package shows up at his door. This is it, the moment of truth. This is the final piece of the puzzle that's going to expose the entire scam for what it is.
And there it is. He opens the second package and it's identical to the first one. The exact same cheap masks, the same thermos, and the same verification card, designed to get you to start the whole process all over again. See, this isn't a one-time thing. It's a loop. It's a perpetual motion machine designed to drain a victim's bank account one fee at a time.
Okay, so we've seen how the scam works, but that leads to an even bigger question. Why is it so effective, and why is it so hard to stop? Let's zoom out a bit and look at the bigger picture here.
Well, a big part of it is that scammers are smart. They keep those initial payments relatively low. For students, they might be too scared to tell their parents they lost money. For adults, it often feels like it's just too much of a hassle to report a small loss. And for everyone, there's that feeling of shame, right? The embarrassment of getting tricked. The result is that the vast majority of these crimes never even get reported.
And you have to remember this number. It's everything. Scammers don't need to fool most people. They don't even need to fool a lot of people. They only need to hook 1% or even less of the thousands of people who see their ads to make a fortune. It's a pure numbers game, and the odds are totally in their favor.
So what's the solution? Well, Bump realized that just exposing one scam isn't enough. You have to build a defense. He's now working on creating campus lectures to educate students before they become targets, training volunteers to be anti-scam teachers, and even developing AI tools, like an anti-scam GPT, to automatically spot new threats. He's even creating a group to train people to investigate and trace where the money goes.
And this kind of systematic approach is absolutely critical. Remember how Bump only started seeing the scam ads after he began liking and sharing similar content? That was not a coincidence. Scammers are using the exact same data, the same ad targeting algorithms that big companies use, but instead of selling you shoes, they're using it to find the most vulnerable people. And that really leaves us with this final thought. Fighting online fraud isn't just about being aware anymore. It's become a full-blown technological arms race. If the bad guys are using data, automation, and AI to find and exploit people, then shouldn't we be using those same powerful tools to fight back?